Alright, sorry for that, guys. Alright, sorry for that, guys. It's me, AJ Hard, and we are here to tell you about a brand new product that we are going to make today. We've never made this before, ever, so this is very exciting. So, hang out with us. We're going to teach you how to bake this brand new thing that we made. So let me tell you the story. So first of all, so how I came up with making this special dessert was that I was at a Christmas party. This happened months ago. So I was at a Christmas party and a friend had baked some non-baked cookies, and it had like oats and all this ingredients and stuff. And so I was just like, huh, interesting. I like the idea of not baking it, but I don't like the texture. So I looked up the ingredients and found out that it had oats in it. Now, I'm not a fan of oatmeal and stuff, and it wasn't a bad cookie, but I was like, what if we replace those oats with something else? And so I was like, ooh, what about cookies? Well, anyway, long story short, I was like, that looks interesting, but something else came to mind. I was thinking about how to make cake balls. And I was like, huh, cake balls. They're made out of cake and crumble it up and, all that stuff. It's like totally easy. Well, it was like, what if you made those without baking them? And then it just kind of came to me, what if you did that with cookies instead? So this whole entire idea is based off of something that I've heard before. So before we get into making this, I want to say this is Shiver and Fears. Hope you enjoy it. If you haven't liked it already, like it now because believe me, we have tons of videos. And two other people I want to introduce are a channel called Just Got Game. If you haven't seen Just Got Game, and that's Just Got Game, JUST, it's spelled out because it has a little curvy on it, and apparently there are other people trying to copy us. So if you check out Just Got Game and it has a little curvy as a profile, you went to the right place. Also, I do want to give a shout out to Brandon, who has made who makes tons of videos watching SpongeBob and some other TV shows as well, and they're very interesting. He makes a new one every Friday, so I ask you to check that out. But definitely want to give a shout out to him because he gave a shout out to us. So anyway, so let me show you what we have here. So we have cream cheese frosting. All right. We have some sprinkles, some sprinkles, and we have these cookies that are from, where are they from again? Kirkland. These are some pretty good cookies. So we're going to use them instead of cake to make cake pops, but we're not going to make cake pops. We're going to make these out of cookies. And of course, we have melting wafers. All right, because what's a cake pop without some good icing? All right, so we're going to get all this started. Um, Before I get into that, you're going to love this recipe. You're going to love this recipe. I promise you. Right now, my camera is like not following me. I don't know why this thing is not following. I'm gonna have to fire you because you're not following my directions. Hello, I'm here. Do you not see me? No, you do not. Look at me. Look at me. There we go. Do you not see me? There we go. Come on, follow me. There we go. Yes. All right. So we are going to make these cookie pops. But first, the first thing that you do as a baker is you gotta wash your hands. So I will be a moment. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. All right, we're back. Hopefully that wasn't copyrighted. But anyway, so yes. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to take the cookies and we are going to crush them. All right. So let's first of all let's rise this up a little bit. I don't know. Oh yeah. Duh. We can rise you up by doing that, of course, because that's what you're made for. All right. All right. And then let's rise this up. There we go. Or maybe you don't need to be risen up. Maybe you just need to be. Sorry. Yeah, you don't need to be risen up. You just need to be lowered. That's what it is. You need to be lowered. Because you need to see what we're doing on this counter. There we go. There we go. Yes. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So what we have here is we have cookies, cream, all this stuff. All right. So what we're going to do first is we are going to crush up some cookies. All right. So these are from Kirkland. They are pretty good cookies. Look how yummy they look. They're very yummy. We're just going to crumble those up. All right. And yes, if you need to ask, I did wash my hands now. I could probably like crush them up some other kind of way. Like, put them in a bag or something like that. Which I don't know if we have a bag. Let me go check that out. Alright. I'm told we do not have bags. But what's this? Bag. Alright. So, luckily I did wash my hands, but we're going to do this a safer way, and we're going to put them into this bag. Alright? And we're just going to use 4. 4 of these delicious cookies. We already have one right here, and we're just going to crumble these up. Alright? So we're just going to smash them up, mash them, crush them. Yep. We're going to get the air out of here. So that way we can mash them all up. Look at all that crushed up. All that. Yep. In fact, I think I have a rolling pin. Let me go get a rolling pin. Now you're probably wondering why in the world. Hey, over this way. Now you're probably wondering why in the world do I have to run out and get this rolling pin? It is stashed away in an area for baking materials and stuff. Safely put away for baking materials and stuff. I promise you. All right. So we're going to mash. We're going to. This is like one of the only times I've ever used a rolling pin. Can you believe that? Over this way. Over this way. Come on. There we go. Alright, so. Yeah, I've never really had a reason to use a rolling pin. So, but we're going to use this to smash up these cookies. And we're going to move these out the way so that they don't fall on the floor and get destroyed. Alright. Alright. Now, with that, I think they're all, it's all good, alright? Alright, so now, you can take these crumbled up parts and put them into this bowl. Alright, come on, get in there. Now, like I said, this is a new recipe that we are making with we're trying something new here. That's all we're doing. We're trying something new here. Alright, so now we have our crumbled up cookies here. Alright, crumble it up, all crumbled up, crumbled up, crumbled up. Alright. Now, so here's the thing about making these. We don't need to do baking. We don't need to bake. Don't need to bake. Now, usually this requires you to like get some cake and bake it and put some icing on it and form it into a ball, and it's like you don't need to do that because all we're doing is we're just crumbling up what's already been made. All right, so there we go. There's our crumbled up cookies. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to mix these crumbled up cookies with this icing. All right, so let's get that. Gonna get a spoon right here, and we're not gonna use all of it. We're just gonna use a spoonful. Yeah, that's a spoonful. All right, and we're just going to mix it up. We're just gonna put all those cookies. We're gonna mix up all that cookie. We're gonna put all the cookie with the icing, and you can see that all the cookie is forming onto the dough. All right, so we're getting all that cookie mixed in with the icing. We're making it all one sticky substance. And we also might even have to add another cookie to it. I don't know, we'll see. Alright. Because we want this to stick together, but we don't want it to be sticky. You know what I mean? Like, we want it to stick together, but we don't want it to, be stuck when we, form it. We want to make it into, form it into a ball and stuff. Alright? Alright, so let's test this. Okay, so, as you can see here, we're going to try to form it into a ball. There we go. Check that out. Alright, let me test it. Good. Okay. Alright. So, what we're going to do now is add another cookie because the substance here, it's good, but we're trying to make it more sticky to the cookie and not just sticky, completely sticky. So let's add another cookie to the mix. Alright. So we're going to take the cookie out. And we're going to put it into the mix. So when doing this, you want more cookie than you want icing. So maybe we should have put less icing into the mix. But yeah, you want more cookie instead of icing. So if it's too sticky, then go ahead and add some more cookie mix or something, or not cookie mix, but add some more cookie crumbles to the mix. Alright, so if we were doing this with cake, then we would use the whole entire batter of icing because it takes a whole batter of icing to get cookie. Alright. One thing that I thought about when making these cake balls was, instead of baking the cake, why don't I just grab a cake with some icing, grab a normal cake and just crumble that up. And sounds like a good idea. I've never tried it, but it's a good idea, believe me. All right. So now we got our mix here. All right. What we're going to do next is we are going to start making ball shapes. All right. Now let's see if we can make a ball shape real quick without it like sticking to our fingers and everything. So looks like a decent ball shape, right? I don't know why the camera's over here. The camera's always like focusing on other things. So you have a decent ball shape here. Once again, I'm going to put another cookie in there. And I'm just going to crumble this one up. Because like I said, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it less sticky on like our fingers or our surface and everything. We want it to be dry. It's like flour. It's supposed to be like flour. It's supposed to be like sticky, but it's not supposed to just stick to anything. We want it to stick together. All right. So that's what this is gonna do. It's gonna stick together with the cookie, but it's not gonna like stick to our hands or stick to the pan or whatever. All right. So now that we have that, like I said, we're not doing any baking. We're not doing any baking here. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of baking. Let me explain why. Because what we're going to bake is not the cookie. It's not the cookie. What we are going to bake is the wafer. All right, we're going to bake the wafer. So we're going to get our wafer, and we're going to get a whole bunch of those. I like these. But before we melt these, let's make some balls. Alright, so get a scoop full in your hand, form it the best ball that you can, put it on the platform. And we're going to do that with all of the mix. Alright, we're going to do that with all this mix. So while we're doing this, let's see what messages we have. We have someone saying, "How's your day going?" My day is going okay. It was very hectic last week. For those of you who don't know, which I hope a lot of you do, last week was Holy Week, and I was doing a performance at my church. And it's just been a busy week. We had Easter egg hunts to do. We had kids to tutor and teach and all sorts of stuff. So it's been a busy week last week. But today it's going good. I do like Fridays because unlike a lot of other people, I get Friday off. So while people are constantly working and at work and everything, I get to chill out. And today I was like, I want to make a baking video. Now, I will say this baking video was not my idea. Strangely, I had put up a post about a few days ago asking my subscribers what kind of video would you want to see. And some people said unboxing, but the winner was baking. So I was like, okay, well then let me figure out what I can bake, and this came up. All right, we're just gonna eat this one. Good. We have another person saying hi. Okay, we said hi. I just put subscribe. All right, awesomeness. All right, so we don't have many, but I mean that's good because this is just trial and error type thing. But what we're going to do now is we're going to melt this. We're going to melt these wafers, and then we're going to dip these in here, and then we're going to settle them, and then we're going to put them in the refrigerator to harden and cool, and then make those cookie balls. All right, so put this away. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands. You know, it's crazy because baking requires a lot of hand cleaning. It's to me, it's crazy. Sorry, something smelled like it was burning. I'm gonna use a different spoon. Okay. They didn't melt, so I guess they're okay. Let's see here. Okay. So I guess I'm smelling smoke, and I'm like, okay, are they supposed to be in that long? It says to like check on them every few minutes, which we're doing that. Yep, there we go. All right. To get a cookie ball, cake ball, whatever you want to say it, is to use a toothpick. So we're going to use a toothpick. I don't know how well this will work. And we're going to kind of move it around. It's not working. Yeah, it's not working. So we're just going to use this. We're going to use this fork and move it around and move it around. Alright, we're going to move it around and then we're going to take it out and we're just going to plop it there. Alright? Alright, we're going to do the same thing with the next one. Move it around, move it around. And if we run out, we still got some more wafers, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright? Now, I will say this might be best to put on like some parchment paper or some like a non-stick pan or something like that. But we don't actually have that. I need you to come over here. Thank you. If you see my videos, then you know I deal with this a lot, where my cameraman, my automated cameraman decides he wants to go off into the distance for some odd reason. Alright. Apparently my automated cameraman thinks he's what is it, Hercules or Aladdin? No, it's Hercules. You know, I can go the distance. Like, no, you cannot go the distance. Get yourself over here. No, get yourself over here. Yeah, you might be replaced. Alright, so while we wait for that, let's see. Someone else says, hi, how's it going? I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for subscribing, and I definitely want to ask you to check out my website, shiverandfears.com. We have some free books for you to have, some free audio books, and definitely some games to play and everything. So, yeah, check out my website when you get the chance. All right. All right, we're going to put that in there for another few seconds. We just have 3 more. All right, and you know, we said we were going to do something with these sprinkles, and we are. We're going to, the ones that we did, we're going to put some sprinkles on them. Now, I will admit, I to put these into the icing, but I was like, the cookies themselves, they already have sprinkles on them, so there's no reason to do that. Oh, you know what? And there's actually something I did want to do. But it's too late for that now. I wanted to add little marshmallows into the mix. So I have a container full of like little mini marshmallows. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not, but like there's little mini marshmallows, and I use them for a cake I did, I think during Christmas or the winter or something. All right, all right. So here are our cookie pops. All right. Now what we're going to do with these is we are going to put them into the freezer. Now you're probably wondering, like, why do they need to be in the freezer? Well, we're going to put them in the freezer only because we want to speed up the process of them forming. All right. So, and that's pretty much it. All right. We're going to test those in a few minutes. But as we wait for them, let's see what we have in our list of comments. All right, we have a person saying "ite," IGHT. Were they trying to spell something? It looks like no, they weren't trying to spell anything. We have someone who's saying hello. How's it going? IDK. How's it going? IDK. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it looks like Wisdom Blanc says IGHT. Ite. I don't know. It says hello. Um, what is that? Sebastian says, "Ooh, dessert." Okay, so Sebastian likes dessert. Okay, okay. Um, all right. So thank you, Sebastian, for your subscribing, and definitely check out our website whenever you can. Um, Someone said they didn't like the music. I know, but we have to do copyright music only because, YouTube is very strict on stuff like that. Get yourself in control. I am right here. All right, so yeah, we have to do like some non copyright music just because we want to make sure that it gets okayed. Um, so we have another person. We have everyone else saying hi. So how's it going, guys? How's it going? All right, good to know that you guys are liking this video. So all right, so we're not gonna take the cookies out just yet, but I do want to say they're gonna taste good. Like I'm tasting the batter right now. Have you ever had, you know, unbaked cookie dough or like cake mix? It's like nowadays they say not to eat that, but I'm like, this is safe to eat. This is literally cookies. These are literally cookies, actual cookies with just icing. So what I am going to do with the spare time that we have is the rest of these cookies right here. We're just gonna ice them. We're just gonna ice them. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun with them. All right. So, all right. So we're just gonna take these ordinary cookies, and we're going to get a plate. And we're just gonna put icing on them. No, I'm not over there. I'm over here. Hey, hey, focus on me. Focus on me. No, no, no. Focus on me. Come here. There we go. All right. Cool. I don't know why you're going out into the distance like that. But we're gonna put some. These are some good cookies, but I'm like they They just need some extra help. All right, and we're going to give them the extra help. We're going to give them a yummy cookie makeover. All right, there we go. Make them look more delicious. We're going to I don't know how like you like your cookies, but like I like mine put in with caramels, and we do have caramel. We always have caramel here. Um, 'Cause I like caramel. Like I tried the Oreo cookie with caramel, and I gotta say, like I was kind of disappointed because it's like I could taste the I could taste the caramel, but it wasn't creamy. It wasn't like smooth and creamy. It was kind of like it was just there. It was like very disappointing. I was like, man, I love Reese's. I love peanut butter and chocolate, but I love caramel, and it was like that sounds like a great combination, but it just didn't work. Um, Another Oreo cookie that I thought was pretty funny was no, it wasn't even Oreo. It was it Oreo? Yeah, it was Oreo. It was Oreo. Um, it was Oreo. I don't know. I'm kind of lost in my conversation now, but it was Oreo. So I had an Oreo cookie that had peanut butter in it. Years ago. This was like a couple of years ago, and I did like it. Well, recently they came up with Oreos combined with Reese's. And I was like, okay, cool. Because you have a Reese's combined with Oreo. So you're making Oreo with Reese's. Okay, cool. So anyway, I purchased one day. And after I purchased it, like something came to mind that like I didn't realize until after I bought it. I said, didn't they already do this? And I was asking around. I was like asking my friends. I was like, guys, did Oreo already make Reese's cookies? And they were like, no, I don't think so. And then it dawned on me. They haven't paired up with Reese's, but they have done peanut butter filling. And it was like, bro, you didn't make anything new. You made the same thing that you already made. I was cracking up laughing, like all my friends were cracking up laughing, like, wow, we did not know that. All right, so we're gonna do one more. So my suggestion is like are good. Cookies are very, very good. But sometimes I feel like a cookie needs more. I feel like sometimes I just feel like a cookie needs more, you know? And so this is one thing that I like to do. I like to take cookies and like make them more attractive. Like sugar cookies are great. But it's like they're just cookies with a lot of sugar in them. Alright? So we have these five right here, right? We're going to first of all, let's see if we can use this. Yeah, there we go. Remember, this was the vanilla wafers that we used earlier. We're gonna drizzle these cookies with that. Yeah, I'm sure this works better with a knife. Yeah, we're gonna drizzle those. Yeah, I get those. I feel like this one needs a lot more. over here. All right. So, we got some of those wafers on there. All right. And, of course, we have to add caramel. All right. And we're not going to squeeze this out. Caramel is very simple to drizzle. Trying to be like that, I'm trying to be like a pendulum. It's not working. Alright. So now, look at those. Look how amazing those are. Isn't that amazing? Now, like I said before, we got these marshmallows I told you about. We're going to use them on these cookies. Alright. And we're just going to do a switcheroo. So we're going to take these cookies, put them in the refrigerator. And I know you're saying like, well, why in the world not put them in the freezer? Well, they don't need to freeze. They just need to be cooked. Alright, and we're going to take these out. Look at that. Look how wonderful that is. Oh my god, look at that. I want to try one. Oh, and they just pop out right off. Mmm. 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 That is good. That is good. So, my advice to you, buy some cookies, crumble them up, mix it with icing, and try this recipe. There's no specific cookie that needs to be. And if you buy those sugar cookies with icing already on them and stuff, if you like those, then you don't even need to worry about icing them. Just crush those up, mix it all up, and then just form them into balls and use wafers, all that sort of stuff. It's good. Alright. These are not for anybody, so I'm going to eat these up. But as for now, just ate it hard, saying, hey, we do a lot of cool stuff. If there's a video that you want to see more, an unboxing video, a crafting video, even an acting video. Sometimes I do acting. You know, I'll react to the scene from a famous TV show or something. So if you're interested in that, you know, let me know. But if there's a specific video that I've made that you want to see more of that, let me know. We do have a contest coming up real soon. The Blues Beastly Butter contest that will be happening in October this year. No, it will happen in September. I'll check the schedule, but yeah, no, it will happen in September. Yeah, it'll happen in September. But anyway, so yeah, if you're interested in knowing more about Shiver and Fears, check out my website. I wrote it down. I pinned it down for you to check out. But as for now, thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you get inspired to make these as well, because these are good. But as for now, as the title says, chill out and bake.